please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Well, let's get straight to the top story this evening. Normal life was disrupted in Mumbai and other parts of Maharashtra after some Dalit groups called for a strike. Protesters tried to block trains and buses in and around Mumbai. More than 100 buses in the city were damaged. These protests were triggered by the death of a 28-year-old man on the 1st of January. Clashes had erupted in Pune on the 1st of January during the 200th anniversary celebrations of the Battle of Bhima Koregaon. Dalits who were oppressed by upper caste Marathas fought for the East India Company and defeated the Marathas 200 years ago in this very battle. Now, since then, it has come to symbolize victory for the Dalits over the upper caste. Protests erupted in suburban parts of Mumbai like Ghatkopar, Chembur, Powai, Mulund and Thane as activists from different factions of the Republican Party of India took to the streets. Train services were hit as well. These agitators came out on tracks and tried to disrupt services. Protests and incidents of violence were reported from other towns like Nagpur, Aurangabad and Pune as well. Let's get our reporters who have been on the ground tracking this story since morning. Yash Jain is joining in from Kherwadi now. Yash, what is the situation like and have things changed over the last few hours?
Well, because the call for Maharashtra Bandh received a very lukewarm response from the ordinary man, from an ordinary Mumbaikar, it's being forced in a way on the city through the various protests which we are getting to see across the state of Maharashtra. In fact, on my way to this particular spot where I'm standing right now, which is around the Western Express Highway, I saw a couple of best buses being vandalized, being stopped abruptly on the road, which is again creating a lot of traffic problems on the routes leading to the Western Express Highway. Talking about the spot where I'm standing right now, this place is around the Western Express Highway. It's called Kherwadi and I'm standing right outside the city collector's office. I was talking to some of the locals here and they tell me that in the morning certain groups did come here, gathered and started protesting against the Bhima Koregaon incident. But again, eventually they were brushed off by the police, by the city authorities. And later on, just 30 to 45 minutes later, a few other groups came, they settled and they've started protesting. The protests which you see currently are on behind me. In fact, there is a specific demand with which the people have gathered here. The protesters want to submit this particular letter which you see in my hands. They want to enter the city collector's office. They want to meet the city collector and submit this particular letter, a request letter with him seeking a probe and investigation in the Bhima Koregaon incident. The cops at this point of time not letting them enter the building premises, asking them to stay away from the gates. But clearly the situation remains far from being safe, far from being normal and remains to be vulnerable at this point of time.
Oh yes, there are some reports that are coming in that the Bandh has been called off. But yes, the protests and the issues still continue. Let's bring in Utkarsh Athavedi, who is joining in from near the Eastern Express Highway now. Utkarsh, you have been tracking this since last night. Tell us how the situation has emerged since morning and what are things where you are right now?
So, Kritika, nothing has really changed from the morning, at least where I am. If you look on my backside is the Eastern Express Highway, which has been blocked from the last 5 hours. There have been people stranded from ours here. On the other side of mine is LBS. Again, that is blocked. So this is an area where you cannot really move. So somebody who's stuck here is stuck here. I have somebody with me who's been stuck here for the last 4 hours. Sir, कितनी देर से रुके हुए हैं यहाँ पे?
करीब 6 घंटे से रुके हुए हैं. 12 बजे से यहाँ पे आया हूँ. यहाँ से बीच में अटका हूँ. 5 घंटे से ना आगे जाने दे रहे हैं ना एलबीएस पे सब रुका हुआ है उन्होंने मुझे.
कहाँ गए थे और कहाँ से आ रहे थे?
मैं अंधेरी गया था एक्चुअली. दीदी को कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट्स देने गया था. उसके बाद से फिर मैं यूटर्न मार के अपने पवई की तरफ निकला था. वहाँ पर ही ब्लॉक था. फिर वहाँ पे रिटर्न आने के टाइम फिर मरोल नाका पेट्रोल स्टेशन पे भी वहाँ पे उन्होंने बंद करके रखा था. फिर जरीमरी से आगे फिर फिनिक्स के यहाँ पर भी एलबीएस जाम था. फिर यहाँ पर मैं आया यहाँ से जाने के लिए.
कुछ खाया अभी तक?
कुछ नहीं सर, भूखा हूँ.
So this is not only him, but this is the whole of people who are right now stranded here. They are here without any kind of food, without any kind of water from the last 4 to 5 hours. As you are saying that the Dalit leaders have called off the Bandh, we can expect now this traffic to start moving in a while. But from the last 5 hours, whether it be LBS on the other side, in fact LBS has seen a lot of vandalism as well. A lot of buses being broken down. A lot of we have visuals of the Mahindra showroom in Vikhroli being also vandalized. And on the other side, things are a bit calmer here. No violence has taken place. In fact, the senior citizens, in fact, patients, and there's some examinations which are going on in Maharashtra. So those people were also let off go. There is police protection here, but they have not been able to normalize the traffic. But as you are saying that the Dalit leaders have called off the Bandh, we can expect this thing to move in, say, 1.5 hours.
Well, Utkarsh, what we know so far is that the Bandh has been called off today evening onwards. So we'll have to keep tracking this very closely. And in general, the advisories have gone out that as and when, if you can stay back at home or if you can work from home, then do continue to do so. We will keep bringing Utkarsh and Yash in to bring us updates through the day. But let's go across to Pune, where Dinesh Maurya is joining in. Dinesh, Pune में बताइए कैसा माहौल है अभी?
देखिए, पुणे में तनावपूर्ण शांति बनी हुई है। महाराष्ट्र बंद का खासा असर पुणे के शहरी और ग्रामीण इलाकों में देखने को मिल रहा है। भीमा कोरे गांव जहां पर ये पूरी वारदात हुई थी, वहां पर भी पुलिस का पुख्ता बंदोबस्त लगाया हुआ है। लोग खुद से इस बंद में शामिल हो रहे हैं, लेकिन साथ ही में कई ऐसे भी लोग हैं जो मुंबई में हिंसा की घटना को देखते हुए उन्होंने डर के मारे अपने दुकान जो है वो बंद करके रखे हैं। लेकिन किस तरह के आज दिन भर पुणे में कई जगहों पर विरोध प्रदर्शन हुए, लेकिन राहत की बात यही रही कि एक भी विरोध प्रदर्शन ने हिंसक रूप नहीं लिया। लेकिन लोगों में गुस्सा इसी बात को लेकर है कि जिस तरह से मारा पीटा गया एक समाज के लोगों को, उनके साथ मारपीट करने वाले लोगों की गिरफ्तारी अब तक नहीं हो रही। 2 लोगों के खिलाफ मामला जरूर दर्ज हुआ है, पुलिस धरपकड़ भी कर रही है, लेकिन क्या ये पूरी साजिश के तहत हुआ था या फिर अचानक माहौल भड़कने की वजह से ये पूरी वारदात हुई थी, ये चीज़ अब तक साफ नहीं है। लेकिन पुलिस फूंक फूंक कर अपने कदम रख रही है। खास तौर पे सोशल मीडिया पर खासा ध्यान जो है पुलिस का है, क्योंकि सोशल मीडिया के जरिए एक बड़ी तरह से अफवाह फैलाने की कोशिश की जा रही है। पुलिस ने भी अपील की है लोगों से कि वो अफवाहों पर ध्यान न दे, क्योंकि हालात लगभग पूरे पुणे शहर में शांत है, लेकिन सोशल मीडिया में दिखाया ऐसे जा रहा है कि हालात काफ़ी बिगड़े हुए, काफ़ी हिंसक प्रदर्शन हो रहे हैं, जबकि ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है। पुलिस ने भरोसा दिलाया है कि इस पूरे मामले में जो भी दोषी होंगे उन्हें जल्द से जल्द गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाएगा।
Okay, Dinesh, thanks for joining in with that. As Dinesh was saying, the situation in Pune seems to have calmed down, and that is where the eye of the storm was at least 2-3 days ago. Now, the violence in Maharashtra also sparked an uproar in the ongoing winter session of Parliament. Opposition parties said that attacks on minorities have been on the rise. Congress MP in Lok Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, accused the Hindutva activists and the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh of instigating the violence, and also demanded Prime Minister's statement on the same. Rituparna Bhuyan, who has been tracking the Parliament action, is here with the details. Ritu, take us through what transpired in the Parliament today and what were the salient features of the arguments that were being presented. Was there any point of solution that was reached in the Parliament today?
Well, the anger that we are seeing in the streets of Maharashtra, in Bombay, in Pune, we saw some of that spill over to both the houses here in Parliament. In Lok Sabha, the issue was raised by Mallikarjun Kharge, and of course, elaborating on the Congress stand, he blamed it on BJP and the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, and maintained that it is during the past 3 years that attacks on Dalits have increased under the Modi government. As far as the Rajya Sabha is concerned, it again saw multiple disruptions throughout the day. While Lok Sabha got adjourned at around 2 p.m., Rajya Sabha was
Right. I think we've lost Ritu's line, but yes, clearly that is an issue that was taken up in both the Houses of Parliament, as Ritu was pointing out, and we will be tracking the action from the Parliament as well to see if there is some form of a solution that has been reached. For now, we are getting information that Dalit leaders have called off the Bandh. Now, while the situation in Maharashtra continues to be tense, there seems to be no end to the political blame game in New Delhi. Both the BJP and the Congress continue to accuse each other of playing divisive politics. In fact, Congress leaders have sought the Prime Minister's statement on this issue.
वहाँ पर महार और मराठों में फूट डालने के लिए वहाँ के जो कट्टर हिंदुत्ववादी हैं और आरएसएस के लोग हैं, इसके पीछे उनका हाथ है। उन्होंने ये काम करवाया है। प्राइम मिनिस्टर कम एंड मेक ए स्टेटमेंट. I demand, it is my demand, because he always keeping quiet. When such incidents are happening, he is not taking any action. He is a mum. And he is a mum. He used to say others, Moni Baba. He is a Moni Baba regarding Dalits.
आज के दिन में ब्रिटिश के जगह पर कांग्रेस वालों ने डिवाइड एंड रूल पॉलिसी कर रहे हैं, समाज को तोड़ने का काम कर रहे हैं। समाज में विद्वेष पैदा करने के काम कर रहे हैं। यदि आज के दिन में सबका साथ सबका विकास ये विचार कोई सामने रख करके पूरा देश को एक साथ लेके जा रहे हैं, वो हमारे नेता नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी लेके जा रहे हैं।
Ever since they are in power, they have totally divided this entire country in the name of the caste and religion. The only thing they have learned from the Britishers, divide and rule. They are the best disciples of the, British rulers.
जिग्नेश मेवानी उधर आए थे, शनिवार में उनकी सभा हुई थी। उनके ऊपर भाषण तो भड़काऊ होते हैं, उनके ऊपर केस पुलिस वालों ने की भी होगी, लेकिन ये घटना से उनका कोई संबंध नहीं है, ना उनके ऊपर भाषण से वहाँ कोई दंगा फसाद वैसी बिल्कुल सीधी नहीं है। तो वहाँ कुछ मराठा लोगों ने जानबूझकर दलित समाज पर हमला करने से ये जो प्रॉब्लम बढ़ गया है। और महाराष्ट्र सरकार लगातार शांति रखने के लिए कोशिश कर रही है, पुलिस यंत्रणा बहुत ही स्ट्रांगली उसको हैंडल करने का काम कर रही है।
It is the failure of the state intelligence and the state police to maintain law and order, and that is exactly now it's different to say that some people were doing it. Obviously some people have done some mischief, but then who they are, they should be nabbed, they should be caught, and they should be put to the legal process.
As I said, we will be tracking the story all day long, but for now let's move on and take a look at some of the other important headlines of the day. The debate over the proposed instant triple talaq law triggered a war of words between the Treasury and the opposition benches in the Rajya Sabha. 14 opposition parties led by the Congress demanded a re-examination of the bill and proposed that the bill be sent to the Select Committee. However, Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad retaliated, saying that Congress doesn't want justice for Muslim women. Remember, the Lok Sabha, the opposition parties had supported the proposed law. From the tussle in the Rajya Sabha to the war within the Aam Aadmi Party, the Arvind Kejriwal-led party announced the names of its 3 Rajya Sabha nominees from Delhi. The party has nominated Sanjay Singh, Sushil Gupta and N.D. Gupta for the upper house of the parliament. Soon after the announcement, disgruntled AAP leader Kumar Vishwas attacked AAP Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. He said that he has been punished for speaking the truth. Remember, Vishwas was angling for a Rajya Sabha slot earlier as well. We'll have to take a very quick break on that note, but on the other side,
I wish the finance minister walks the talk in terms of reducing the corporate tax to 25% to every assessee.
L&T Shankar Raman expects a balanced budget from the Arun Jaitley government and hopes that corporate tax rate is cut to 25%. More on this budget wish list on the other side. Welcome back. Let's get to the trading action of the day. For a second day in a row, Dalal Street has followed a similar template. Sell-off on rallies. The Nifty opened higher but witnessed selling pressure at a higher level. The index ended below the 10,450 level. Sensex ended flat as well. The mid-caps clearly outperformed today. That index gained about 0.7% to close above the 21,100 level. The Bank Nifty, though, look at that, underperforming clearly with a flat close. Anuj Singhal is here to take us through the highlights of today's trading action. Anuj, a day of consolidation over the last 2 days clearly.
Quite an interesting day for the market where the index didn't do much, but there was quite a bit of rally in the mid caps. In the index, the problem was that 3 or 4 heavyweights sort of capped the market's gains. And in fact, on the index at least, you would have made money by shorting the rally. But on mid caps, it was a really good day today. In terms of stocks that led the market today, L&T was among the top gainers, ICICI, Ultratech, Hindustan Unilever, Tata Steel and Vedanta. On the way down, Dr. Reddy's was the big loser. After that, EIR details were accessed by CNBC TV 18. Wipro was down, ONGC was a bit soft. But the problem point for market today was HDFC Bank, Maruti and Tata Motors. They dragged the market quite a bit. Big F&O gainers today, Jindal Steel, Adani Enterprises, Fortis, United Breweries, Jet Airways, KPIT Tech. And really the space of the last year has had phenomenal start this year as well. The stocks like Philips Carbon, Rain Industries, Graphite, I honestly don't know what's happening here. And of course, Nagarjuna Fertilizers did well. That led the fertilizer rally today. So all in all, I think the bulls should be happy because the broader market did well. At index level, clearly 10,500 is emerging as a bit of a resistance.
Okay, Anuj, thanks for that. Now let's get you a budget special corner. I wish the Finance Minister walks the talk in terms of reducing corporate tax rate to 25%. That's the top expectation that L&T Group CFO R. Shankaraman has from Finance Minister Arun Jaitley in an exclusive conversation with CNBC TV 18. R. Shankaraman also said that he believes that the government should restore the benefits for investments in infrastructure sector. He also in fact talked about his expectation from the budget in terms of allocation for infrastructure segment. Here are some excerpts of what he had to say.
I wish the Finance Minister walks the talk in terms of reducing the corporate tax to 25% to every assessee. If not for the tax rate coming down to 25%, I would expect them at least to look at MAT, because today the rate of MAT is so very close to the rate of effective tax that most of us pay that it ceases to be the benefit that it once was thought to be. And secondly, I think if infrastructure is the way to go forward, I think some of the benefits that are there for investments in infrastructure sector needs to be restored. For example, contractors who build the infrastructure assets are not given the benefit of 80IA, which a developer gets today under the tax regime. Now, these are important tweaks that the Finance Minister can make. Last year, if I remember the numbers right, including railways, about 2.2 lakh crore was allocated, of which about 97,000 crores was for the transportation infrastructure. For sure, the government resources are stretched because of the so many diversions, deviations to the plan that was dished out in last February. But the fact is, if they are able to meet their commitments of 1 lakh crore incrementally, I think we would take a big step forward. My assessment is about 75,000 crores as against the 97,000 crores would get spent this year, and as against 2,21,000 crore, possibly about 1,60,70,000 crore would get spent.
Okay, moving on to an exclusive story. We learned that the Rural Development Ministry has sought an allocation of 66,000 crore rupees for the Maharashtra Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. The FY18 budget estimate for the act was 48,000 crore rupees. Manrega provides at least 100 days of guaranteed wage employment for unskilled manual work in a financial year. Anshu Sharma is here with details. Anshu, the ministry is clearly looking to boost rural employment with a bigger budget.
Budget allocation specifically for Rural Development Ministry was at 1.05 lakh crore for the current financial year, and out of that 48,000 crore was specifically allotted for the NREGS or National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme of the government. We understand that 55,000 crore has already been spent on the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme this year, and the government is likely to seek 60,000 crore rupees for the next financial year. Some of the new initiatives taken by the government has been the direct benefit transfer, geotagging of the projects, electronic payment for the wages to workers, and seeding of Aadhaar. We understand that over 11 crore workers are actively working under NRGS, and 96% of payment is being done electronically. We also understand that since this is the year for election in 2018 as well as 2019, both for states, we expect that a lion's share will be given to such a social scheme under the centrally sponsored scheme by the government. We'll have to wait and watch out on February 1st. Back to you.
Okay, Anshu, thanks for taking us through those important clarifications. We'll take a quick break on that note. Up next, GICRE is opposing a key recommendation made by RRDA by a panel of experts. What's the recommendation that they are opposed to? We'll get you details on the other side. Welcome back. Here's an exclusive story. Reinsurance major GICRE is set to write a dissent note against Reinsurance Expert Committee's recommendations to IRDA. The panel has recommended removal of the order of preference. This clause ensures that a customer gives first preference to the state-owned reinsurer. GICRE's stance is that the removal of the order of preference will impact its premium growth. Yash has these exclusive stories, and he has sent this report earlier today.
Well, the Reinsurance Expert Committee's recommendations suggesting tweaks in the current reinsurance regulations did not find GICRE's consent when they were discussed for the first time, and now when these recommendations have been submitted with the insurance regulator IRDA in the form of a report, GICRE plans to write a dissent note to the insurance regulator IRDA expressing its reservations as far as these recommendations are concerned and the changes which they will bring to the current reinsurance regulations. Now, what are these changes? What are these tweaks which have been recommended by the committee? Essentially, the Reinsurance Expert Committee has suggested removing the order of preference clause in about 8 to 9 reinsurance business segments, which together contribute about 10% to GICRE's total premium collection. The order of preference essentially gives GICRE an edge over other reinsurance companies in taking a call on whether it wants to accept or refuse a particular insurance policy for reinsurance. GICRE feels that if this preference clause is removed, it will substantially impact the premium collection for GICRE, as the suggestions say that they will be removed from some of the most lucrative segments, and that's why the reinsurance giant GICRE wants IRDA to consider its reservations and look at the committee report once more before it translates into a consultation paper and then eventually in terms of regulations. CNBC TV 18 has written to GICRE on this particular story, and we are yet to receive a reply from the company as far as this story is concerned.
Okay, that was the important story that will change the entire dynamic of how the reinsurance industry works. But with that, we're completely out of time on this edition of After the Bell. Many thanks for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC TV 18. Markets Today Talk Back will take all the action forward after this very short break.